Hi friends, how are you doing? Hope you all are doing great. I'm your own Desi scientist, and as you guys know, I have started to make podcasts with different guests who will be bringing in great experiences of their lives. So today I have a very special joinee or a special guest who also knows me, and she's young, but then she has great insight on the topic that I want to share with all of you uh, right now. So the topic of our today's discussion will be on doing masters in the US. Yes, I think most of the Indian students, there are so many Indians uh, who who have completed their bachelors, who even have completed their masters or their MBA back in India, who have huge number of years of work experience also, but somehow US uh, acts like a magnet for them, and they want to come to US and then specifically do masters. So today we will be trying to speak on that aspect, on how the current job market in US is, specifically for someone who wants to do a master's, and what are the ways to come over to the US if you want to pursue a master's degree, plus current job market in the US. Yes, the current job market in the US, and what the statistics of the US government show, and what the reality is. So having said that, not wasting time, welcoming my very special guest, Sadica Bolledula. So Sadika, hi, how are you?
Hi, Pandip. I'm good. How are you?
Always good. So basically, I am doing good. So guys, just to give you a insight of who Sadika is. Sadika has done her bachelor's in mechanical engineering. She did it from Methodist College back in India, and she has lived in like the city of Hyderabad all her life before she moved to the US, and she did her master's in mechanical engineering from the University of Texas at Dallas,
Right.
and she is currently doing a job, and she will be sharing all the aspects of how to come to the US, what all tests to give, what all exams, which universities to choose if you want to do a master's, and how to get your way around getting a good job in the US. So, shall we begin, Sadika?
Yes, I'm all set.
All right. So, will you please share something to your viewers, like why did you choose the field of mechanical engineering? Because especially as a girl, and especially back in India, we don't see many girls in the mechanical engineering class. So what actually like made you join that?
You're absolutely not wrong about seeing very less girls in the class of mechanical engineering. There's although during like 11th and 12th, like in inter, as we call it in India, you see a lot of people taking up STEM, a lot of girls taking up STEM courses, like, taking MPC, math, physics, chemistry, and biology, physics, chemistry. But after that, they move into computer science engineering, also in engineering, electrical, but very few in mechanical engineering. I know I'm starting off with by saying by catching that one point, but yeah, I'll tell you what inspired me to be one of the six girls in my class as an engineer, at least in for my undergrad class. I was always interested in physics and maths. I, I was not a topper, I would say, but I was the read the Stephen Hawking books, read the like Carl Sagan books, and then be curious about astronomy. Ever since I was a kid, with my dad, I used to ask all the questions about like how the world works, why does it work like this, why is the earth round? Like it sounds very cliche, but I used to like sit down and not let him sleep and ask every single science question that came into my head and
Mhm.
read the books and also go into reading encyclopedias. Fiction for me was more of a scientific fiction, which like thrilled me. So with all of that, and my physics teacher was amazing in high school. Like one of the physics teacher in ninth grade, he was new to our school, but the way he taught everything about simple oscillations and it's like how you relate physics to the real world was what like caught me, and it drove me towards more of a higher goal like aeronautical aerospace engineering, because that was more fascinating, when you're a teenager. Definitely, even now it is so cool. But go like I started off with that. My ambition was very high. I started off like I'll be an aerospace engineer, I'll be Kalpana Chawla one day. And then I went and I like in 8th, ninth grade I used to go and Google which university she studied in. Like, and then she went to Arlington, University of Texas Arlington,
Yep.
right? So I used to see, oh, she's in University of Texas Arlington. Maybe I should go there and get an aerospace program or a better college than her. But
Yeah.
then slowly, you after uh, in not engineering, but after inter, you realize that okay, you have to take MPC. That's when they push you towards engineering. There was a lot of conflict for me to take mechanical engineering after my 12th grade. I got good scores, everything was fine. There were some entrance exams after my board exams that I had to write: MSET, IIT, JEE mains exam, etc. I was not smart enough or motivated enough to get into IITs like you.
Oh my
But
God.
you are extraordinary. But I would say I was always, I knew what I wanted to do. Wherever I want to do, like wherever I'm doing my engineering, wherever I'm studying, if I'm reading something, I knew what I want to do. So it was not like I don't know what I want, and it was not like, I was trying to weigh between my options. But people around me were a lot like that. They were weighing options. They were like, इसको like, is it okay if I speak in Hindi?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
अच्छा, देसी
Yeah.
साइंटिस्ट, right,
Yeah, yeah. आराम से करो बात.
हाँ तो like people around me were like इसको ये करा है like electrical engineering, like family and relatives like electrical engineering, maybe it is good for a girl, she'll fit in well and then she can slowly move to computer science and then be a coder, and that is the booming one. Like 2015, I think around 2008 2010 was computer science like started booming.
हाँ.
When that time I was in fourth or fifth grade, when they taught us, instead of just Paint and Microsoft Word, you have to start learning to code, like learn a C language, like a C++ language. Tab tak to we didn't even have Python, but all of that, and I knew it. I never liked it.
हाँ.
It is
And
survival for me.
back in India, I think there is that myth that with mechanical engineering, you will have to like work with the tools, the workshop.
Tools, workshop.
Yes, that is there, but then I think that is very basic. Like I think that is how to basically use those tools. But I
Right.
think that nowadays mechanical engineering has changed. Mechanical is the basic of all the streams, and then nowadays as a mechanical engineer you have to know all the streams also:
Exactly.
electrical, computer science, coding, right?
Right.
So yeah, so just briefly, what do you want to tell to the young girls right now who actually want to do mechanical engineering back in India?
I would say go for it. I went for it. I was given a lot of options. I even asked if I would, like, I was also trying to see if I can do Bachelor of Sciences in physics and mathematics. So pick your options, whatever motivates you, whatever keeps you in the learning track of, reaching the highest academia position. whatever motivates you in any field you want, keep doing it. And if as a mechanical engineer, I would say there will be in India, there will be a little, like, societal pressure asking you to settle down in an easy way. uh, I'm not saying mechanical was not easy. For me, I had supportive parents, I always had supportive classmates, so it was comfortable. Like, my parents did throw in ideas in between, but most of the time they were like, tujhe jo karna hai tu kar. So for a mechanical engineering girl, I would say be good with math and physics, but all of that is very academic advice I would give. But other than that, know that you really want to do it. But because when you know you really want to do it, you'll enjoy every single workshop that you go to. Like in the 4 years of engineering, every lab that you go to, you'll be fascinated with the Doppler effect in physics lab. You'll be fascinated with a workshop where you just have to build like a small, like a pencil box for yourself. If you're enjoying it, you'll definitely like finish it with flying colors, and you will say that, oh, engineering was fun for me. I actually did learn something. Grades to aayenge hame anyway, but if you really
Then,
want it,
yeah,
go for it.
yeah, true. And then right now, I think Indian manufacturing market, Indian job market is also growing, and I think it will now keep on growing because the world needs them actually, right? Uh,
Exactly.
and then the manufacturing is actually starting to now grow back again, back in India. So I think mechanical engineering will be back on top again very soon.
Yes,
So
it
I
is the
think,
core of engineering. It should be
yeah,
on the floor all the time.
and then I definitely feel that uh, girls with their patience and their knowledge and their skills will, if they join mechanical engineering more, I think that they will add a lot of new things to it.
True.
But so who was your or who is your inspiration in life? I say that or I ask you that because number one, of course, you said that, like you shared with us the story of why you chose mechanical engineering
Hmm.
as a stream. But then now I am going a bit broad also, not only mechanical, but then choosing engineering.
Hmm.
And then number two, uh, once you completed your engineering back in India, you then started to think about being in the US to probably pursue a master's degree. So, from where did that motivation stem from?
I would say mostly by reading books, and then always being interested in, like, technology, reading the Science Direct articles. But as a person, I have a couple of family members who have pursued PhDs in chemical engineering, very different from even mechanical engineering. And she is amazing. She's like one of my aunt, and she's like a HOD or a principal right now in India for Mamata Gandhi Institute. But she has always, so she also did the same thing. She came here. She pushed me also. She came. She finished her bachelor's. She finished her master's also, and then she was called in to the US for postdoc in 90s, like in 2000 time. She was called in for a postdoc, and then she did her research there as a chemical engineer. And then after that, she I think family and all, she decided to move back. That's her personal choice. But attaining like PhDs and postdocs and going higher and higher in academia, being a research scientist, it is inspirational for me. I always wanted, I want to, even today, I am aiming for it, and I will someday. So one of them, and one of my uncle
Choosing
is
it
also.
is tough, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it is a little tough, but if you
Most
keep
of life
going,
is tough, yeah.
yeah, if you keep
Experience.
experience for you, yeah, you would be. And after that, I think undergrad I passed in. I had good professors who pushed me, and then it motivated me. Okay, masters in mechanical engineering in a good university with good lab facilities. Why not? And then I applied everywhere. I got into like I wrote my GRE, I wrote my IELTS, and then I got into
Yes. Yeah.
several universities.
Now, yeah. So now, yeah. So the question now comes that, uh, when did you choose to basically do a master's? Like, was it before you completed your bachelor's degree, or was it because there is always a question in students who are in their third year or final year of their bachelor's, that whether they would join a company for a job once they just complete their bachelor's degree, or do they want to go outside, right, to basically learn more, to know the ways of life in a very different place like US, UK, Australia, France, right?
Right.
So, when did you think about doing your master's degree in the US, and why?
I always wanted to go to Germany. I learned German language in my engineering second year and third year because Germany is known for mechanical engineering. तो मैंने भी पढ़ा German language. I did not finish my exams like for my German language exams because by third and a half, fourth year, there was a lot of news that Germany may you'll have two barriers with the current market. You'll have a language barrier, which is major, and you'll also have a like a job market is down right now when I was almost, so I did what everybody would do the right
So,
thing.
uh, so it was in the year 2019,
2020
20, or something like
2020
that?
2021
Okay.
2021
Okay.
के starting में 2020 and 2021 में like some of the seniors were like struggling, and then I saw like the struggles, and I heard from my like my mom saying, my mom is a consultant, so she sends people to the US, Germany, Australia, everywhere. She knew a
Okay.
lot about the market everywhere than me personally. So she used to guide me. She was like, Abhi nahi, you can, but right now, you if you want to have a little smoother, because not everything is in our hands. The government runs differently, the markets run differently. So do what first helps you to achieve your goals, and then the country won't matter because you're still doing what you're doing, what you wanted to do. Then so I moved from Germany to US, and then in third and a half, like around fourth year, I decided कि US को आना है.
Okay.
And
And then
हाँ,
why? Because for many students who actually want to pursue masters, uh, there is always a choice to make, whether to go to US or whether they want to do a masters somewhere else,
right,
right? Singapore, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, UK.
yeah.
So, what do you want to tell to the current lot and
Hmm.
the future lot who want to go to pursue their masters, uh, especially regarding why choose US, or like why not choose US?
Why choose US is because it is considered to have the the best education and the most flexible education, because the US, the degree that US holds, if you take that and go anywhere, they'll value it differently. But when you go anywhere else, let's say you go to Singapore and you have a master's in mechanical engineering as a research student, or even as a thesis student, and you come here to the US. Now let's talk finances. Now, if you want to earn in US dollars and you do your degree masters anywhere in the world and come here, the US will not really regard your degree properly if you want to earn in dollars, right? So if you the US degree, but when you say that you did your masters in USA, it holds everywhere. अब MIT को देखो, like you can go anywhere with the MIT degree, you can go anywhere with the Stanford degree, but do you or me personally know any of the universities from outside of the US, which are holding the same value as all of these Ivy League from the US. Like वो degree लेके कहीं तो भी जाओ, there are some, definitely.
Can you just share one or two points that what is the difference between universities? So I'm just talking about masters here
Hmm.
because there are because 90% of the Indian students who want to go outside, they want to pursue masters. Of course, there are PhDs, there are bachelors, but
Hmm.
then the numbers are very less.
Right.
The maximum, the chunk is there who wants to pursue masters. What is the difference, or what is that one or two main points of difference between universities of US and universities in probably say UK?
In UK, I would say again, like in UK also, the fees and all would be like pretty much the same, and the curriculum of UK would be, I am not really aware of that, but I think as compared to like the US, they also have similar, but they have very core, like US gives a very vague curriculum.
Okay.
And in the UK, I've heard they have like specific things that they teach. The education system is very similar to Indian education system. So when you know कि ये करना है, automobile engineering करना है, they will train you for it very well. Like if you're doing undergrad there, especially. For masters, I'm not quite sure, but I have researched about UK after my inter, after my 12th grade. So that is what
Okay.
I know. Like in most of like the Europe side, they'll the school, the curriculum, everything is very trained, and it's like similar to Indian education system because we adapted their education system, right? In the US, it is anybody can do masters here. They will teach you from ABC. You'll have all the knowledge given to you in on your hands. You pick and choose. You get a choice in a very like served platter. It's a buffet.
Hmm. So, what all are the exams? So, firstly, just give a brief thing that how do we how does a student who wants to come to the US to
Hmm.
pursue masters, uh, what all exams they have to give,
Hmm.
what all scoring patterns are there like, or what is the level of preparation they have to do, and how to smartly choose the university in US.
Hmm. So I was always taught that you have to keep your graph going. You don't have to go up and down, up and down. So whatever, if you want to get an admission in a master's university here in the US, have a good 10th grade, have a good 12th grade. Always try to do better than last time. Have a good engineering degree. If you're doing mechanical engineering, stick to bachelor of engineering in mechanical engineering. If you're doing because you want to do a master's in mechanical engineering, take the stream in a very like smooth, curvy, like not curvy but smooth way, but keep going higher in the graph. And then undergrad में हो तो do the IELTS the scores I think would be 6+ is considered good enough, but if you want to get to a really good university, get an 8. If your English is good, practice. 1 साल लगेगा IELTS का preparation में. And currently the India that I see, they are very fast with English. They have everything. Like मुझे तो थोड़ा भी पढ़ना पड़ा, like a little bit, but I don't think the kids these days even need to like prepare for IELTS that much. There are some technical points that you need to crack an exam. Every exam needs those tips and tricks. You cannot go with vague knowledge just because you're like out there and you're very open to like you are more exposed. You need some tips and tricks. Go to like IELTS coaching if you want to. If not, self train yourself for the exam. Do that for the IELTS. That's how you crack. You get more than 7.5 or 8 or 8.5. I've seen some of my friends without taking any coaching get 8.5. because they trained for the exam. उनको है बहुत knowledge, but they knew how to crack the exam. So those scores, I know numbers don't matter करके बोलेंगे, knowledge does matter, but to get into university right now, unlike PhD, you don't have to do an interview. They're seeing your papers. So have the scores. दिखा दो कि हाँ है. Prepare for that one exam. Like get the IELTS score, get the GRE, same. GRE भी, you'll know a lot of words, you'll know everything. You'll know a lot of math. Your quantitative is good, but वही time frame में, if you wanna like get that good score, that is a score that they're gonna see and get your admission, right? So get the IELTS, GRE.
What are the books which are there in the market, which probably you will probably suggest to the students to actually prepare from, especially for GRE, because I think in US you require GRE,
Yeah,
right?
for most of the universities require GRE.
Most of the universities you need GRE.
Yeah, I actually don't remember my GRE
Okay.
books.
Okay.
But if
Barron's,
I
I
tell
think
them
Barron's
till,
is there, right?
Arey, हाँ, Barron's is there.
Barron's
And
is there, right? ETS is there,
ETS
Princeton.
is there. Follow ETS. Like
Hmm.
they're very similar to the exam pattern.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
just
Perfect.
blindly follow ETS. I was not remember, could not recall only.
Perfect. Perfect. Uh,
Yeah.
how did when you were leaving India uh, for US, like how did you choose? Okay, firstly, how did you uh like uh apply to the universities in the US?
Mm.
And then, how did you choose the specific universities where you want to go to? Because I think each university in US requires a certain application fee.
Hmm.
And I think 99% of the students are not very rich to actually apply to more than 5 to 8 places.
Right.
So like, what are the ways to do that?
If you think this is the year you want to go, then invest in the, like, let's say this is the next semester you want to go to this university. Apply to the 5 or 10, the money will come back. But the time, the passion, the energy that you have right now, it won't. यहाँ पे आने के बाद you can do your masters. It's easy for me to say you'll get a job and you'll earn back the dollars that you're spending, but it's not easy. It's not that easy right now. But if you really want to get out of India and do something different and come to the US and pursue a master's, I think apply to like 7 or 8 each application. It varies from university to university. Some are free, which is very good, and some are like starts from like $50 to 150 to I have seen 200 also. So it will take a little bit in that range. Pick the university based on your interest of courses. I did that too. I applied to both. As I said, I wanted to be an aeronautical or a mechanical engineer, like this or that. It was not very this or that, but I wanted to be in one of the streams and I knew ki ye hai. So I applied to mechanical engineering programs. I did programs all over the US में, around 5 or 6, I think. And the other 4 were aerospace with mechanical engineering. I applied to George Washington University, which had aerospace course. I applied to Arlington, which had aerospace course. I applied to like several other. I got into some of them also. But
Okay.
there is a twist here, and why I did not choose aeronautical and I chose mechanical, because I found out based after talking, the second your application starts, you start talking to seniors in the US. When you start talking to them, you know the reality. You know the reality ki, again, like how to move your graph slowly but steady, like slowly but in an increasing steadily way. So they were telling me ki if you're an international student, you'll do aeronautical engineering. We also did, some of them did aeronautical engineering, aerospace engineering. वो लोग बोले कि because of the immigration problem or because of the visa issue, they won't hire you. Any aerospace company is not hiring you. Elon Musk is hiring me for Tesla, but he won't hire me for SpaceX. It's as simple as that. And all of them are again doing mechanical engineering only. It's nice to have a very fancy aerospace engineering degree, but for me, I felt like I'd rather have it in my home country than in a country where who would not respect me for even doing the degree. मेरे खुशी के लिए होगा, but I need at the end of the day, you do want to get in out in the field and do a job, get into the industry, and that is the point, right? Like कितना
Yeah,
भी पढ़ो. So
yeah. These are the these are the realities, like the harsh
harsh
realities of
realities.
trying to trying to choose the right discipline in the US, and also study the job market in the US, how it works.
Yeah.
So let's move on to these things now.
Okay.
Uh, so what is so of course the governments put out different sort of figures that we are giving so many jobs in the US and all those things. Maybe they are correct in terms of figures, but they are not showing the figures of how many Indian students they are giving the job. So let's just try to burst the myth also. So what do you think? How can a person start in the journey to find a good job or land a good job in the US, still if they are on a student visa? And what is the role of like a job traineeship while you are doing a master's?
So you have options. There are some universities who allow day one CPT, like the practical training which you can do while you are as a master student. Some universities don't because they want the students to be in here, especially for mechanical or any core engineering fields. They want the students to come to the class and go to the labs and like do the projects during your masters to get a job. I think I would say apply to the internships. It's not that easy to get into any internship also. You do 100 applications with your one genuine resume that you're making right now. It will go somewhere in the ATS and like it will go like trash mein jayega, pakka. Most of the time. So curate it and know like which industry you would want to go to. Let's say if I want to be like I want to be in the medical industry as a mechanical engineer, do projects, take up classes similar to that, so you can add all of that very casually, and you'll have all of that knowledge in your head also to tell if you do get an interview. If you have like one uh, during school, I would say like jump into everything, learn about everything, of course. But if you're when you're applying to a job, an internship, or a full-time job after OPT, OPT is optional practical training, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I'm on OPT. So yeah, so whatever you want to do, the job that you're applying to, because you're getting a lot of options during school कि ये भी कर सकते हो, robotics भी कर सकते हो, humanoid robotics भी कर सकते हो, thermal fluid systems भी कर सकते हो, because वो options आ रहे, curate your resume in such a way, do projects, multiple projects in everything, curate this resume for this industry and curate. Let's say you might have one or more than two interests, right? I also want to be in automobile, I also want to be in medical device industry. Because the second you graduate, you won't understand where you want to be. After working for 5 6 years is, I think that's when you understand. Because for me, even I don't know कि exactly क्या करना है. पता है I want my line to be straight and ये है ये चाहिए, but it won't always be like that. So do the project similar to the two or three jobs that you want to get into and explore their field, go into their industry and see कि क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे. If that is what interests you, do those two, like take up one or two. Always have options, right? Like you always taught me, always have options in your hand, and you pick and choose when you get into everything. That's what you told me. I remember. And everybody
Always
should know
very
Pawandeep
strong.
is my master's mentor and my inspiration also. So, हाँ तो इसका भी curate करो, इसका भी curate करो, and apply to them because that is what they're gonna be impressed with. Again, they're only seeing your paper, they're not interviewing you yet. So whatever looks good on the paper, do it. So when they read you, that is your face. They're not seeing your face yet. So
So how, as you were always in this mode, especially after when you were doing your bachelor's, you were knowing that yes, I might go outside of India to actually study.
right.
So you must be studying the markets, the job markets in the US since then only, right?
Hmm.
So what do you feel? What was the difference pre 2020 or pre 2021 for a master's student getting a job after just completing a master's degree to now? What is the difference? How hard it has been? Because I won't go to how easy it is because it has grown harder.
Yeah, the
And
PH is on the other side now.
yes, so we all know that. And students in India still lack knowledge because many of these companies who actually send or like who like teach or coach students for these tests and exams like GRE, IELTS, TOEFL, they are not showing that to the students.
Hmm.
They are just giving them a picture that uh, if everything in the US is rosy, is fine, right? Like,
Smooth.
yeah, smooth. Like when you just come for a master's, you will get a job.
Huh.
But the real fact is that no, it's not like that. It
It's
is
not.
actually similarly tough in India, and it's currently similarly tough in the US also.
Exactly.
So, what in your view is the difference pre 2020 to now actually like right now in 2024, what is the difference in finding a job after masters?
Before, I used to really think because the seniors and some of my sisters and family members and cousins who graduated at that time when I was in undergrad, वो लोगों को job ऐसा मिल गया कि like that. Like I'm telling you, in a second, the day I slept in 3 days, when I woke up, they used to tell I graduated. 3 days later, they used to be like, "Ha, I got a job. I gave like three, four interviews already." For me, the reality is I wake up, I apply to 300, and I get at least 30 rejections the next day. And by third day, I get a HR call and they ask me if they want sponsorship, and they say, I say, हाँ चाहिए भाई sponsorship. I would love to work in this country for a very long time. It has good opportunities. And they say, nahi, we cannot sponsor because I don't know the reason why they're not sponsoring, but the Indian student population is also so high. The competition has become so high also, I feel. Maybe that is also one of the reasons why they are not hiring, sponsoring. उन लोगों का भी बहुत काम है शायद to do all of that. So it was, I felt it was, I wouldn't say it was a cakewalk. People struggled too. Like back in 2020, COVID ke pehle bhi, I think people struggled for a job, but they struggled for the job that they wanted to get. Like they were getting into something or the other, most of them. Like if you were an mechanical engineer, you would definitely get into an instrumentation engineering field easily, like after you graduate wo time pe. But they were struggling to get the job that they want. उन लोगों को software jobs भी मिल जा रहे थे. Like everything was easy for us, for the batch who graduated recently in 2023, 2022, and so on right now. For us, getting the job we want ko chodo, getting any job is difficult. Like even if you are, like I said, have your options open, pick the last option that you want to do. Usme bhi job nahi milega, and that is the reality of the market right now. Maybe they are hiring very good people, maybe it is the skill and like mindset, and maybe they are looking for extraordinary students, but I think the number of jobs are definitely less as compared to the population of Indians, at least. So
Uh, True only. Can you just quickly explain what what a sponsorship means? Because many of the Indian students who actually want to come to the US, they still have this thing in their
mhm,
mind that yes, once they complete their masters, they will get a job, which is certainly not true.
it will
Especially for
take
a
time.
master's student,
Hmm.
yes, it will take time. It might take 1 month, it might take 6 months, it might take 1 year also.
Definitely.
Uh, how much of a student loan should they take when they come to the US? How much financial backing should they have if they want to do a master's in the US? And what things they should keep in mind if they are already having a job in India? Will you tell them to stay in India or like leave their job and do their masters in US?
For now, I would say for the last question, stay in India. Because all the jobs that they are giving, they're giving it in India. They're getting it done for at least वहाँ पे job है, यहाँ पे job बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Yes, you're earning a little bit less. I understand, but you're working for a client, somebody or a company that is in the US. Those people, the same people sitting here in the office next to me are giving jobs to somebody back home. Then they would prefer them rather than me, like sitting here in the US, because they don't want to pay me in dollars. वैसे देखा जाए तो like yes, sit in India if you have a secure job and if you're happy, like have some savings, earn the money. Like if you're having a job, save the money for masters, because definitely I would suggest everybody to pursue higher education. Like India में करो, यहाँ पे करो, or depends, that is completely personal choice. You see the big bucks, or you see the experience, you see the industry. Maybe Switzerland has some good like research going on, you want to go there. So it is personal choice. But if you're already having a job right now, coming to the US market is a little like, slow down. If you have a job, save some money. uh, how much is what you asked. I would say for me, studying in a, I wouldn't say top tier, but second top, like tier 2 university like UTD, I had to spend around 50-60K easily in USD. So that was a loan that I had to take, and or like my parents or whatever. Like if you have family sponsoring you, but utna to money lagega. If you're studying in some university like UTD, if you're going to any university, बस masters करने के लिए, like करना है, interest है, degree चाहिए, तो you have a lot of universities that are much more economical for you. And you can go to universities like some of the less less tuition fee wale universities. वहां पे you wouldn't spend more than 30 lakhs, is I would say, in INR. So हो जाएगा, masters हो जाएगा. After that, be in the market. If you're able to save उतना थोड़ा सा and complete your masters and get a job, that is good. But if after getting finishing a masters also you're not getting a job, फिर थोड़ा बहुत और savings तो लगेंगे. Internships नहीं मिल रहे यहाँ पे, तो have a good amount of backup and come here. On campus you get a lot of opportunities. Try getting scholarships if you can, if you're an ultimate extraordinary student, or if you're a good enough student, you will get scholarships. Try to save money while you do it in a good reputed university. Don't go for these scam universities, please. I would suggest all, like any engineering girl or a guy studying in bachelor's right now, don't go into that loop. आज अच्छा लगेगा कि हाँ सस्ते में हो जा रहा है, like 15 lakhs is done. I'm done with my masters. I hold the same degree as somebody who's going to an Ivy League. Yes, but it might be recognized only for a little bit. If it is blacklisted in some way, or if you fall into that loop of, saste mein karna hai, you will be in the saste mein ho jayega kind of mindset your entire life. So do
Yeah.
the quality, like go for the quality, get quality education. Your parents are working so hard to like pay, they're paying, most of the parents pay till masters also, and most of the parents pay till PhD also. But if not also, they're still itna pada rahe hai, at least until undergrad. They're saving up, they're like feeding you. I would say they're working so hard for you to do good in life through education. Education is so important, right? So if you're doing a job, save up money and do quality education throughout. जो कर रहे हो quality में करो, खाना तो अच्छा quality खा रहे हो ना, वैसे ही करो. That's it. It's like more than half of your life you're doing education. And that is what is going to be in an offices also. Like go to nice startups which are budding, or go to a nice company. Don't go for these cheap scams and
Absolutely. Yeah, right. I think that when you are saying quality, I think that is the key word, quality. In whatever, guys, in whatever you are doing in life, focus on quality and not quantity. Number one, because you want to grow in life. And right now, the amount of competition in life has become so much in every stream, in every domain, that you have to always keep on working hard. And you can only grow in life if you can show what quality you are made up of. So, Sadhika, one of the final few questions. Uh, right now, students also think that yes, masters, okay, they have got a job in the US, okay, but then even after getting a job in the US, I'm just talking about masters students or masters graduates. I'm not going towards the PhDs.
yet.
For a master's graduate, even after getting a job, the challenge is to get the working visa, right? Uh, uh, H1B visa, I think.
Huh.
Uh, H1B visa, I want you to just explain it in just very, very short words. Like, what is the process for that after a person gets a job in the
Hmm.
US? And how many years is that visa for? And currently, what is the backlog time for a master's graduate to get a green card in the US?
Hmm. I think I'll again go backwards. Green card, I think it'll take lifetime. तो उसका तो रहने ही दो.
For okay, for a master's graduate, and I'm not going towards the PhD. We will make a separate video for the PhDs later.
ठीक है. Okay. For a master student, after you finish masters, the cycle goes, you apply for your OPT. OPT stays for 1 year. So OPT mein you can do an internship, unpaid, paid, or get a full time if you will, and that lasts for 1 year. After doing that 1 year of OPT, you're not required to, but you're required to show that OPT mein you utilized it properly, and you ask for an extension saying ki this is the industry experience I looked at and I did, and I would want to work more for 2 more years. That is what is called STEM OPT. That lasts for 2 years, 2 more years. So उस 3 साल तो you will be in the OPT, STEM OPT का like visa status itself after F1 master student. तो उसमें you don't need any H1B. But in these 3 years is when you get a chance to apply for a H1B. H1B, as you said, already mentioned, is a working visa. So H1B visa में क्या होता है? It is a lottery. इट इज कंप्लीटली लक. अब भगवान पे है या फिर गवर्नमेंट पे है या फिर उन लोगों का कुछ तो है वेयर देयर सीइंग लाइकली
AI
कैंडिडेट्स. पता ही नहीं है किसमें है.
ये सब जो I think they put it in the bot system, the AI, and then probably the AI will choose
ऑफ
like
कोर्स.
who's the best candidate.
हाँ, तो पता नहीं how they're doing it, but I am thinking it is, I as far as I know, it is a lottery system. And you get 3 trials. So OPT में जब है the first year, STEM OPT 1, STEM OPT 2. These 3 years में you get an option to put an H1B ka like put your name in the H1B lottery, and if you get picked is when you need to have a job. Like you have to have a job for an H1B. When you get picked for an H1B lottery, you have to show them ki I am a working candidate. I have a work. I want a working visa to be extended. क्योंकि इतने साल से like OPT, STEM OPT, OPT 1 and 2, you're working. So H1B lottery को जब आए, you get lucky. Let's say I got lucky and I got H1B this coming February is when I think March में जब तो होता है. I get lucky. Then I ask my company, like the company, whatever I'm working for, I'll tell them ki I got this lottery, Baba. So please sponsor me. So company itself will put you, first of all, H1B company itself will, if they think you're a good candidate, they'll sponsor for you. If you get picked, that's your luck. If you're not getting picked, you get to try again STEM OPT 1. If you still don't get picked, you get to try again STEM OPT 3. Let's say now you got picked. STEM OPT 3 में H1B आ गया. Then the H1B, what is happening is company sponsored, so company will keep you, and then the H1B will expire in 3 years. Just like I told, masters expires in 2 + 3 years. Masters का F1 visa पूरा OPT, STEM OPT, everything is F1 only. So उसके बाद when you get H1, वहां से you will have 3 years or 6 years. 3 years. I'm just entering into it, so I'm learning.
3 years, I think, yeah.
3 years. हाँ, फिर H1B होगा. उस 3 years के बाद you are a little bit safe because you have to go for.
उसके बाद में I think once you get those 3 years, you can then speak to your company that I want to like extend the visa more. Yeah, उसके बाद you will get like 3 more years.
3 more years, and it keeps going on like 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. But beach
Yeah.
में, I think you can ask your company if you really want. After H1B is when I-140 and green card comes. So that is when 3-4 साल अब काम कर लियो with the company. You can ask them, भैया, I wanna like stay here for I really like your company. I enjoy working for you. So if you also want to keep me, can you please sponsor me? And then that's when they file your I-140 is another term, just like F1, H1B. They file your I-140, and that's when the green card ka processing starts, and it goes on, I heard, forever until maybe
I
100+ years for now. So
yeah, I think it's become very tough for a
Indian
master.
person also,
Yeah,
Indian
yeah.
nationality.
Especially for us, the Indians.
Hmm.
I am again for the viewers only for masters graduates
Master's graduate.
and not for PhDs. I will make a
Yes.
separate video for the PhDs.
Yeah,
But
and also the
definitely
green
for
card time. Sorry. Also, the green card time for F1 Indian students is like forever, but
yes,
for other nationalities, like some of my friends are like Nepal ke hai, or
yes,
some of
yes,
them from like Bangladesh. For
yeah,
them, it is like five,
only
6 years में आ जा रहा है. So
yes, yes,
if you
correct,
want a green
correct.
card, no, I won't suggest this, but
Don't,
we are,
no,
yeah.
don't.
But do the right
All
things
right.
always, I would say. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And then choose your choose your steps wisely if you want to come to the US. There is a there is a different route of coming to the US with a PhD or for a PhD, and then though you have to spend more time, you have to work harder. You will get your scholarships. You won't have to pay the fee. You will get a salary as a PhD. Plus, the green card process is much easier for Indians.
right.
That is a separate process.
I will interview you for that.
All right. But then I think that students have to study first or research first of their path, at least for the next 5 to 10 years, before they are taking a step of starting to study for the GRE or the TOEFL and to apply to the universities. So that is what we will suggest to the to the current students who are still there in India, who are working hard, who are thinking of making a good future, maybe here in US, which is still a very good option, but that is what we will suggest.
Yeah.
Sadika, any final words for the
I
video, for the viewers?
I would say for this journey like that I have done throughout like high school, bachelor's, master's, and now like job search and getting a job, everything, networking has always helped. I told you like so many things I wanted to do, but I spoke to like at different scenarios, I spoke to different people, and I started understanding like the ground reality. वो job में भी काम आता है. I've gone to networking events where like in the job people are telling me like how the ground reality of a company is, or ये लोग hire कर रहे कि नहीं कर रहे. It always helped. It helped me in masters. I spoke to you and a lot of other like PhD या master students कि आप लोग job करके आए हैं कि how are you applying now, or what is the route to PhD or to job, etc. Bachelors में भी काम आया है when I spoke to seniors in the US कि aeronautical करना है तो क्या करना है, masters करना है तो कहाँ पे करना है, etc. And like high school maybe I asked mechanical engineering bachelor like bachelor जो कर रहे हैं उन लोगों को भी पूछा. Like keep going, like every single step ask people कि who are already there, like talk to them. At least in 10 of them 2 of them will give you like genuine and they'll want to help you. So keep networking with whatever steps you want to take, like, and you will get a gut feeling on your own. जो भी एक कान से सुन रहे हो, don't go with like one thing, maybe those people are giving you wrong advice.
Research,
Yeah.
research, guys, research first.
Research and
Yeah,
then talk to
because
your family and then only take any decision wherever you want to go in life.
especially when you want to go outside of India,
Yes.
because you're leaving your family behind, and all of them are always wanting the best for you and they will be concerned for you.
Yeah.
So always think about it 100 times. Think about financial aspect. Think about which university you are going to join. Think about what job prospects you have in that domain, what you want to do. There are multiple questions. So finally, thank you, Sadika, for
Thank you.
giving us your time. Firstly, I think you shared very valuable things today,
I hope
especially
so.
for so many youngsters uh, who want to come to the US to pursue masters. I'm sure that we will be making many more such podcasts with you in future in many
Yes.
more topics, which I think are related to students and master students. And I will definitely call you again. So guys, please do watch this video firstly, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. AC Scientist Vlogs is my channel. I am planning different guests for different weeks. So just stay tuned, because I just hope to share knowledge of those people with you guys in their own fields. And I hope that the videos that I am making is to your liking. So thank you again. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye. See you, Sadika. Bye.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye bye.
Thanks.